Sorry guys, I just restarted the stream. I wasn't happy with the quality of the stream. Faisal's out. JXT, who Pera, we'll call him Pera. Piera, or maybe. I'm not sure. Anyway, he won the silver race earlier today, and he's out here in the gold division. A. Quinlan's also out, so if every other driver wants to retire, we can go through to Q2. We are through. All you need to do is just set any lap, and we can go through to Q2. So yeah, everybody just needs to set a lap, and then we can go through to Q2. It should be a cracking race, this. Can somebody give us a weather update as well? If anybody's in the Twitch chat and is actually racing, if you can give us a weather update, let us know if this is the case all the way through qualifying and in the race as well. So E. Williams does go P7, but I don't think anybody's going to risk it. Like, we've just seen a car spun round there. I can't see anybody really risking it, because all you need to do is set a lap, any lap whatsoever. It could be, you know, a 2-hour, 10-minute lap. It doesn't matter. As long as you set a lap, you are through to Q2 here. So, race is dry. Cheers, mate. So, the race is dry, guys. So it's just wet qualifying, full wet qualifying. That should make it really interesting. Fanfinis is the fastest driver on track at the moment. So Oliver de Moles is just going to settle up, and so is Henke. Banter Brandon, Captain Blaze, Strategy, and Max, but all don't actually need to settle up. They're already through. So yeah, it should be a real good race here and a really exciting qualifying session. Yeah, the sound just didn't sound right, but yeah, they've been turned up to 10. They usually on 8, them, and the master volume on 7. So it should sound a little bit better now. Maximot goes second fastest. So Oliver de Moles and Henke just need to come through, and then they're all through. So does Strategy as well, who's actually come out on the intermediates. Not sure why he'd risk it there. Captain Blaze is just going to come through as well. And then we can jump straight through to Q2. So Joe Champion, Faisal, the silver race winner of Pera, and A. Quinlan all out in Q1 without setting a single lap. So the wet conditions have really cut some of these drivers out. Here comes Strategy. Strategy's actually already through. No, he's not actually. He's not already through. Here comes Henke. He's just going to set his lap, and then he should be okay to go through to Q2. So we're literally just waiting on Strategy now. All the drivers can start to retire. Once Strategy has set his lap, we'll go through to Q2. There's a couple of drivers that have done like 2 and 3 laps, but I'm not sure why. Yeah, so all the drivers are starting to retire. So Strategy is on them intermediates. I think he'll be struggling on them, but we'll see. I mean, the race isn't wet anyway, so it's going to make no condition, it's not going to make any, differences. I mean, the rain's actually getting lighter already. It started absolutely chucking it down when we first came on, and now it started to get really light. So I think it'll get, obviously, with the race being dry, I think we'll see through qualifying the rain just get lighter and lighter. Really struggling with his team. He's matched some of the pace. He's gone P14, but yeah, all the drivers can now start to retire. If you want to just head into the pits and retire, we can move through to Q2. Please don't make me wait here for a full 13 minutes when there's no point, when we already know who's going through to Q2. Williams, of course. See, that's the risk you take. Williams there, missing a front wing. There's no need to be out on track. So nearly started P15 there. Because there's literally no reason to be out on track. You're all through. So you are risking it a lot, being out there in the wet conditions. Good lap there by Ryan. The track was drying up and he absolutely took advantage of it. But we are through to Q2. Finally, only took 9 minutes since everybody knew they were going through for everybody to get through. Ryan Dijperveen, the Dutch driver, is the fastest driver on track in Q1. Williams second, Fanfinus third. But A. Quinlan in the Williams will be starting from the back of this grid. The silver race winner of Just Pera will be starting in P18. Team F, Faisal in the Mercedes will start in 17th. And Joe Champion in the other Mercedes will start in P16. So both Mercedes out in Q1. And also Oliver De Mose as well. Didn't see that, but he's out as well. So he must have crashed out. That's what I was saying. Just creep round and get round because you are through. And Oliver De Mose, the Norwegian in the AlphaTauri, will also be going out and starting in P15. But we have 14 drivers going through to Q2. Sumi, thank you so much, mate. Nice to see you in the chat again. So we are through to Q2. Obviously, they made a lot of changes to the circuit here in Australia. They obviously made changes to turns 9 and 10, 13 and 14, and also a little bit on 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. They made it a little bit wider as well. So a little bit more pace through there. You've got that huge DRS now through Sector 2. So yeah, we should see quite a few overtakes in this race. What's going on, Red? How are you? So I'm suffering with hay fever in this horrible weather. As you all know, I suffer with really badly. Intermediates is the choice of tyre in Q2. And who's out first? That's an Alfa Romeo of Xavi. And right behind him is a Williams. Yeah. So Xavi will lead the line. He will set the benchmark here in Q2. So let's go on board with the Alfa Romeo driver here in Australia in Q2 as he goes for his first flying lap. So starts his lap and he wants to get to around 195 miles an hour as he comes into turn 1, cutting over that curb and just easing around turn 2. Remember, it is wet, so you want to be extra careful out there, trying not to sort of accelerate too quickly. Down to turn 3 he goes. It's a really tight right-hander. And then round turn 4, and you want to just sort of use the all of the circuit here around, going around turns 5 and 6. Down towards 7, and you can cut a lot of that curve there at 8. You can cut a lot of the curve at turn 8. Round turn 9. This used to be 9 and 10. Remember, it used to be a right and a left-hander. But it's just sort of a full straight now. Down towards 11 and 12. Nice line through there from Xavi from the Alfa Romeo. Sorry if you can hear grass being cut, guys. My neighbour is cutting their grass. They have been doing for about 3.5 hours. So Xavi just coming down towards turn 15. The second to last corner, accelerate out of there quickly, round turn 16, and up towards the line he goes. This is going to be the benchmark. The Alfa Romeo driver, the bronze world champion, up towards the line he goes, and it's a 128.4 coming through next. This is going to be the Williams, and he goes even faster, a 127.9 from the Williams driver. Then Williams comes through with a 127.5 in the Haas. So So he goes fastest. That is your benchmark at the moment. Maximot comes through in the Alpine with a 128.3. Then Ryan Diapavini, who was the fastest in Q1, comes through in that Aston Martin with a 127.8. B Wright in the Ferrari, the slowest of the drivers that have set a lap so far. The world champion just seems to be struggling in the wet. PX Limits, his Ferrari teammate, very slow coming out of there. He's going to go back into the pit lane. Captain Blade as well, just starting his lap. Dev P goes even faster, so the two Hasses are 1-2 at the minute. Fanfinis has just split them up in the AlphaTauri, a 127.5 from the AlphaTauri driver. A really good lap from him. I think Strategy might be... He's coming out on the softs. Wow. So Strategy, he went onto the intermediates when it was full wet, and now he's gone onto the softs when it's intermediates. So just not happy with the game telling him what tyre choice to put on. I feel like that might be a waste of soft compound tyres, that, but we shall see. Maybe if it dries up a little bit more, but... Captain Blade is on a flyer at the moment in the Alfa Romeo. What can he do? E. Williams goes even faster, a 126.6. That is half a second quicker than his teammate of Dev P. Maximot goes quicker as well, 127.2 in the Alpine, goes third fastest. But the world champion B Wright in the Ferrari takes that third spot right back off him. So the track is definitely getting drier and the cars are getting quicker. And that means that the qualifying results could be all over the place. Dev P, a 126.6. So the two Hasses both in the 126s. So let's go on, stay on board with Strategy and see what he's going to do on them soft compound tyres. Is he going to be quicker, slower? You know, it just doesn't look like soft compound tyre sort of weather. But the rain does seem to be getting even lighter now. So, interestingly, yeah, he's nowhere near the pace yet, but he's going to stay out and just keep posting laps. I think he's probably hoping and expecting the rain to sort of die out and the track to start getting dry before the end of this session, so he's probably going to stay out on them softs and try and sort of beat everybody on the intermediates. PX Limits in the Ferrari, just getting a little toe off his teammate. Ryan Dapavine's out. Oh, where did he lose it? Oh, he's lost it on the straight. What a place to lose it. The Aston Martin is out. Banter Brandon in the Alpine goes even faster. PX Limits goes P7. So what a lap by the Alpine driver of Banter Brandon. Henke is coming through as well in that Red Bull. So we'll stay on board with him. But Yeah, Ryan Davin, that's very unlucky because he's looked very quick so far. Yeah, he's looked very quick. Oh, Fanfinus has gone quicker by 6/10 of a second. So the track is getting faster and faster. DRS enabled. That could be huge for strategy, but there's enough time for all the drivers to get back out on track. This is where things get really interesting because it sort of mixes up the whole field. 5 minutes remaining. You've got that. You've got the weather dying down. The rain's stopping. It's getting drier. DRS is enabled. So this is where it gets very interesting. So who's come out? That is Fanfinus is on an in-lap. He's still on them intermediates. We've got an Alfa Romeo there as well. That is Xavi, who's also on the intermediates. Maximot just switching to the soft, so strategy and Captain Blade. So are a few drivers going to get out on them softs in time? Hanging back into the pit lane. Will they have enough time to get them swapped and get back out? But because we're going to see a huge difference now. You see all the drivers switching to the softs. And, you know, with the time being so low, especially having just 4 minutes remaining, one mistake, even by the top drivers, and you could be finding yourself going out here. Who's the Haas driver? That's E. Williams, who's out on them softs as well. Yeah, so you see the actual track as well drying out. There's just a few dribbles coming down now. So E. Williams will be first to set a lap on them softs as well. And the rain is completely gone now as well. Completely gone. So what can E. Williams do? I know he's got a wet setup on. I think it glitched on his screen and told him it was a full wet race. So he's put a wet setup on, so he'll do really well to get anything out of this race now. You can maybe see it as well. He's going to try his best, but you know, you're going to lose so much time with a wet setup on. Yeah, look at that. But it is fastest, the 1:22.7, and there's only a minute left, remember, so And the Williams driver, a bad boy, man, he didn't set a lap. Did he invalidate it? I don't know, but this is his last chance. And they're all on outlaps, so it's going to be a one-lap shootout here in Australia. So anything can happen. Strategy just trying to get some heat into them tyres before he sets his lap as the Alfa Romeo comes through of Xavi. Who else is on the lap? So Banter Brandon's just started his lap. Dev P's just in front of him on a flying lap. Strategy as well in the McLaren. He's just about to start a flying lap. Captain Blade, whereabouts is he? He's just coming through sector 1, so we'll stay on board with... Oh, Banter Brandon's invalidated it. Could he find himself going out here in Q2? Dev P's on a flyer as well. If everybody starts to improve, Banter Brandon could really find himself having problems. B. Rightney has just started his flying lap as well. You do not want to invalidate it. That's what I was saying. The last thing you want to do is invalidate it. Bad Boy Man has also invalidated it, so he is definitely out. I think Ryan Diperveen will go out as well because he's not going to be able to set a lap on the sauce because he's crashed out. So Bad Boy Man and Ryan Diperveen are both out, so only 3 drivers will now go out. E. Williams improves once again. Captain Blade is going to come through. Dev P comes through, goes even faster, but around the same pace as his teammate. There goes Captain Blade, P3. So they're all going to start coming through. Banter Brandon's invalidated it. Here comes Maxi Block, his teammate as well. He's going to come up towards the line, and we could see a huge shock here in Australia. Maxi Block comes down towards the line. He's going to go through with a 121. So he does go through, and he does go quick. And the Ferrari PX Limits goes P4 as well. Where's the Alfa Romeo of Xavi? He's coming up towards the line. This is going to be so close. And he goes P5. Who's going to be next? It's the McLaren of Josh Hearn. I think Strategy didn't get through. So Josh Hearn's going to be next after the Alpha Tauri of Fanfinus. Fanfinus goes fastest. Here comes the world champion. B. Wright goes P5 just in front of his teammate. And Josh Hearn. Henke's going to come through. Henke goes P4 and Josh Hearn gets through, and it looks like Banter Brandon. That is a huge shocker here in Australia. So the fastest driver on track was Fanfinus, Dev P and E. Williams. Banter Brandon, Maximum just making it through. And look at that, the 3 drivers that weren't able to set a lap on the softs have gone out here in Australia. Strategy went out. Bad Boy Man in the Williams goes out. Ryan Diperveen in the Aston Martin. And Banter Brandon in the Alpine, who will start. P11 has gone out. Maximum just making it through. So big names going out in Q1. This has got very interesting. So Q3 is here and the sun is out. Who's going to be first to show their hand? 12 minutes until the race starts. And it's a bit of a mixed up grid. Josh Hearn through to Q3 as well. Really well done from him. The 2 Ferraris are through to Q3. I think they're the only teammate. Oh, the Ferraris and the Hasses are the only teammates to both get through to Q. Oh, the Alfa Romeos as well. What am I talking about? So 2 Ferraris, 2 Alfa Romeos and 2 Hasses all through to Q3. Absolutely played, yeah. Ferrari powertrain. So who's going to be first actually to settle up? I think it is the Alfa Romeo Xavi. It is indeed. The bronze world champion from last season will be first to settle up. It's nice and dry now as well, so they can really give it their all and really throw this car about in Q3. Ooh. A nice line actually through the sector 2 section from Xavi. Just turn 9 and 10. So the Alfa Romeo driver of Xavi just coming through. He's going to be first to settle up here in Australia. There's actually a Haas just behind him as well, yeah, Dev P. So the American of Dev P just behind him. Xavi goes a 119.3. And that is the benchmark until Dev P goes a 117.9. That was a huge difference. The Mercedes is going to be next. I think is what Mercedes. No, Alpine, sorry. Maxi got. Fanfitness in the AlphaTauri goes a 117.8. So about a tenth quicker than the Haas. And then E. Williams comes through with a 118.4. Maybe a setup problem there as well. B. Wright, the world champion, a 118.7. Goes P4, and Captain Blade goes P5 in the AlphaTauri. The Red Bull of Henke is going to be next to the line, and he's got a bit of a slow one actually. Yeah, he invalidated it as well. Oh, Josh Erner spun in the McLaren. That's things you don't want to see. Josh Erner spun it in that McLaren, so he's just going to go back into the pit lane, sort his tyres out, cool them down, and come back out. Yellow flag sector 2, I can't see anything. Oh, Xavi's invalidated it. Where's the Haas of Dev Peasy on an in lap? Usually they do one lap, come back in. Yeah, Dev P's going to go into the pit lane as well. And then we've got Maxi Block. So yeah, all the drivers, they'll usually come out, set one lap, go back into the pit lane. And it'll usually sort of end up like that. Let's have a look at the Gold Championship at the moment. Yeah, so the Mazda obviously leading the championship after getting a hat-trick of wins last weekend in Spain. He won in Jeddah, Miami and Spain, so he's won the last 3 races. Luckily for these lot, he's not here this weekend, so somebody else will win it. Yeah, so the Mazda is leading. Banner Brandon is second in the championship. He's just gone out in Q2 though. And then we've got B. Wright, the world champion, who's third in the championship at the minute. B. Wright started off with 2 podiums, and then he's gone 2 races without a podium. So definitely keep an eye on him for this race. It's definitely hotting up. I think Ryan Dartavine, who spun out in Q2, he's definitely going to want to get a race under his belt here. You know, he missed the start of the first 3 races. I mean, he did race actually, but I think he was a reserve, was he? Anyway, he crashed out last weekend, so he'll want to get some points on the board. There's a few drivers that have gone into Q3 as well. PX Limit's still yet to get a point on the board, so he will be hoping for a decent finish today, especially with his teammate B. Wright, and get some nice constructors points on the board. Dev P and E. Williams currently, sitting on sort of 42 and 36 points respectively, and doing really well in the constructors. So they've made a good team. E-Williams will not be happy about the setup issues today. So Xavi's back out, he's invalidated it, but it's only an outlap, so don't worry about that one. Maxi Block is behind him. 5 minutes of Q3 remaining, and then it is race time. Oh guys, he's putting some hay fever nasal spray. It's absolutely brilliant. Wait, man, I'm not even been out today either. I fell asleep after the solo race. So, Maxibot currently in P6. We are on board with him, but he's 7 tenths down at the minute. Who else is out? Remember, 4 minutes in the session remaining. Josh Hearn still yet to set the lap. He's coming through sector 1. Xavi 7 tenths up. The bronze world champion really improving on this lap. Both the Ferraris still in the pit lane. Captain Blade and Maxibot is out. The two Hasses in the pit lane as well. So we'll stay on board with Josh Hearn in the McLaren. Let's see what he can do. Hopefully he can get a nice banker on track. Oliver de Moos has been really unlucky these past couple of races. I hope he does better today. Andy Hendrick, I completely agree. Oliver de Moos is a very, very good driver. Races for the Alpha Tauri. He's been here for a very long time. He went on a break and now he's come back as well. And he's still got that raw pace and the talent that Oliver usually has. He's a very good racer when it comes to sort of in the track, but he's just been so unlucky, been in a few incidents, lost out in qualifying. Just total example of today's race as well. Like, got through easily to Q2 and ended up spinning it even though he was already through and crashing out, so he's had to start P15. So yeah, hopefully he does show everybody what sort of talent he's still got. Captain Blade being sent to Silver is the biggest con ever. Listen, I was against Captain Blade going to Silver. It wasn't me that wanted him to go down to Silver. Speak to the Silver League directors and Bronze actually. They were saying he was well off the pace. I was saying he had 2 fastest laps in gold in the first 3 races. 2 fastest laps. I think he got the fastest lap in Jeddah and Miami, and in the gold races. And he got sent down to silver, and he was 7th in the championship as well. So, speak to them guys. Yeah, I can't wait for the rain tonight, Cyclonist. I really can't. It's a killer for me this heat. I suffer really, really bad with hay fever. So, Maximot's going to come up towards the line in the Alpine. Goes on 1:18.6. Goes P6. Here comes the Ferrari to start his outlap. That's PX limits to start his flying lap. Sorry. Who's going to be coming through? That is Captain Blade, but he's invalidated it. He's got the McLaren of Josh Hearn behind him, who has now got a lap on the board, but he's going into the pit lane. So that is the best lap he's going to set. There's a Haas right behind him of Dev P. He's going to start his flying lap as well. So I'm sneezing like crazy. Josh Hearner's retired from the session. I think that's in the pit lane. Yeah, he can do no more. Who's going to be coming through? We've got a couple of Ferraris coming through. That's PX Limits. He's invalidated it. He's going to have one more chance. The world champion of B-Rise there as well. And there's a Haas of Dev P. And Dev P has spun it. He's not going to make it towards the line. Dev P is not going to make it. So Xavi can do no more, Maxivot can do no more, B-Rat, the world champion, is coming through sector 3 as well, so he's coming next to settle that. What can he do? The driver of the year, the world champion, as he comes down towards turn 14. Round turn 15 he goes, DRS enabled, ERS is on, up towards the line he goes. The Ferrari driver, B-Rat, goes at 118.3 and it's only P5. E. Williams is improving in the Haas as well. PX Limits in the other Ferrari. Can he move up? He needs to improve his time. Oh, and it just looked like he just clipped the grass on the left-hand side there. Maybe braked a little bit later than what he would have wanted to. But the Ferrari driver of PX Limits doing really well here today. At P9 at the moment, which is incredible. The two Ferraris will definitely be working together. And up towards the line he goes. Here comes PX Limits. It's a 118.8. Oh, just not enough, but he stays P9. Here comes E. Williams. Is that pole? Was that pole from E. Williams? It was pole position from E. Williams in the house. Where did that come from? Jesus. E. Williams gets pole position here in Australia. Fanfordis in the Alpha Tauri will start P2. Dev P's Haas teammate will start on the second row of the grid in P3. And Captain Blade in the Alfa Romeo will start in P4. Behind him is Alfa Romeo teammate of Xavi will start in P5. And alongside him is B-Wright in the Ferrari in P6. On the fourth row of the grid, Maxi Bock in the Alpine will start in P7, and Josh Hearn in the McLaren will start alongside him in P8. On the fifth row of the grid, PX Limits in the Ferrari start in P9, hoping for his first points of the season, and Henke in the Red Bull, the Norwegian driver, will start in P10. Is that? Yeah, that is E. Williams' first pole position of this season. His teammates had pole, but he hasn't. So yeah, cracking lap from E. Williams. E. Williams says he's as shocked as anyone off for pole position. Listen, you're shocked. I'm flabbergasted you even in the top 10. Race starts soon. Remember, formation lap is on. Jesus, he knows. Oh, God. So formation lap here. Get some heat into them tyres. Let's look at the tyre choice. As I did like their, I did like Geordie Lad and Xavi's evaluation of me and Ed before when I started on the softs, and he said Nathan and Ed are the only two drivers that do the opposite of every other driver. And I thought, actually, yeah, you're right. Ed does copy me. No, every time we do the gold race, Ed's always the one that does the opposite, and then obviously in silver. I don't do it purposely to do the opposite, but I just thought the strategy today was best to start on the softs, get a really good start, because positioning in Australia would be paramount to getting a podium or anything. So the reason I started on softs was because of my own strategy. I'm surprised more people didn't start on softs, because there was obviously going to be a safety car, Starting on softs, you get 6 or 7 laps. It's going to be carnage on the first couple of laps. So I'm thinking, I'm starting P11, start on the softs, bomb it through, try and take about 5 or 6 drivers on the first lap or two on your soft compound tyres. Nobody else is going to be on softs. Hope for a safety car, because now you've got your position. Hope for a safety car, maybe pit, go onto some mediums, try and get to like near maybe lap 19, 20, 21. Hope for another safety car and go back onto the softs. That was my thinking in my head. I was going for the 2 stopper, but I was just trying to get into that position. Yeah, Xavi said it. So let's go on to position change. This is it. They've got some heat into their tyres. Now let's stay on board with the pole sitter and see where he positions this Haas car. He's got his teammate directly behind him as well. So just aiming it slightly to the right. Fanfnis is going straight on. Dev P couldn't park it. Captain Blade did. But as you see, E. Williams just pointing to the right a little bit. So as they all line up, this is it. This is round 5 in the Gold Division here in Australia. And it's the lights out and away we go. Dev P gets a really good start in the Haas. He's got some heat into his tyres. Will we see him go side by side with his teammate? The 2 Haas's are going to go into turn 1 in 1 and 2. There goes the Alfa Romeo Captain Blade. What a start from him. The Ferrari, no. B. Wright is out. There's a huge pile up. B. Wright, Henke, Josh Hearn, Oliver De Mose, A. Quinlan, all out here in Australia. It is carnage. It is carnage. Dev P has found his way down into P4 as well. That's got to be a safety car. So the world champion is out here in Australia. Henke's out, Josh Hearn's out, Oliver De Mose is out. Not sure what started that carnage or what happened there. But that was brutal. 4 drivers going out in turn 2. So the safety car is out. And we can try and have a look back at that. How is that fair? Xavi was on the grass. I don't know what you mean. Xavi was on the grass. Do you mean what, coming round turn 2? Matt, I don't know. Fellow Bristolian. Moz, no, I've not got a cold, mate. I've got really bad hay fever. It's doing my head in. I've just used a load of Sudafed and hay fever nasal spray and eye mist and everything. It's horrible. Hendrick, I know. Oliver De Mose just can't catch a break. So lame, Oliver De Mose cheated again. Be right, let me know what you mean about Xavi's on the grass. So E. Williams is leading this Grand Prix. Captain Blade in the Alfa Romeo, who got an amazing start off the grid, is in P2. Fanfinus down from P2 to P3, and Dev P down one position as well. He was up to second. E. Williams has pitted. E. Williams has pitted. Jesus, the race leader on lap 2 has pitted. Surely not. Surely that. Oh, he's got no front wing. He's got no front wing. How? How has that even happened? He was leading the race. How's he got no front wing? We were on board with him. Surely we've seen something. Oh, Cyclo did. Ed just hit the wall. Oh, no. E. Williams will be so peed about that one. A. Quinlan's in the pit lane as well. He's got no front wing. I tell you, they must be having a discount sale on these front wings at the moment because they're all taking advantage of it. Captain Blade now leads this Grand Prix from 4th on the grid. I literally didn't see that. Lemon's taking the mick as well. Ed's hit the wall warming up his tyres. How did I miss that? Jesus. Oh. Yeah, so Ed in the house was warming up his tyres. He's hit the wall and he's lost his front wing. The safety car's in this lap. That was a really late call. So Captain Blade slowing the pack down a lot there. But Fanfinus has stayed with him. He slowed him right down on the corner, trying to get the best exit he could. Dev P's there as well. Banter Brandon, who was 11th on the grid, is now up to P4 as well. And PX Limits up to P5. Strategy as well. And here comes Xavi on Joe Champion. Xavi makes the move on the Mercedes. But Joe Champion trying to come back at him. Round the outside, but Xavi keeps that position. And Joe's now got to fend off the Williams driver as well. Oh, Matt, honestly, I get it really bad. It's a killer for me. So Ryan Daffavine doing well as well. He's up to P7 as it goes round the outside of the McLaren of Strategy. And what a move going into turn 10. Round the outside, and the Aston Martin is up to P6. Strategy having to yield his position, but here comes Xavi as well. Just taking a quick look to the right side. Oh, Joe spun it. Joe has spun it. Maybe got rear wing damage as well there. Oh, really unlucky for Joe. He's really struggled with them tyres. Oh, he's definitely got rear wing damage now. He's really struggled, Joe. In both races, in the silver race as well. Just, oh, he's spun it again. Yeah, he's going to have to go into the pit lane, get some new tyres on. And maybe go for the hards and go to the end of this race, maybe. E. Williams now back up to P11. Oh, Joe tyres in the pit lane. Fanfinus in the Haas now leads this Grand Prix. So what happened to Captain Blade? Because Captain Blade was leading, he's now down to P3. So Fanfinus now leads in the Alpha Tauri. Xavi's got to move on. Strategy as well. There's a yellow flag. And Strategy just slotting back in. And here comes Bad Boy Man, and Just Pera in the Red Bull goes through and moves up to P9. And the Williams trying to stay with him. What are the straight line speed of that Red Bull. And here comes E. Williams in the Haas as he just watches these just scrap it out in front. Oh, and the Haas goes down the inside. And that's a great move. Good racing by the two drivers. And the Haas now eyes up the Red Bull in front. Remember, DRS will be enabled this lap. There we go. But he doesn't need DRS, just the old slipstream. The old slipstream. E. Williams sets the fastest lap of this race. Remember, he is on them softs as well. So through he goes and back up to P9, trying to make amends for his mistake. Faisal getting the time penalty going into the pit lane. Ryan Darpavine down the inside of PX limits as well. PX having a good race. Now he's got to fend off the attack from Xavi. But Ryan Darpavine is up to P5. He's 1.4 off the pace of Banter Brandon though, as he watches Captain Blade in front. Ooh, that was close. So, let's take a look. Dev P is still eyeing up Fanfitness. Remember, Dev P's been in a couple of good positions this season. One being Spain, for example, when he came out. Oh, Captain Blade spun it. Oh, no. Captain Blade in the Alfa Romeo. Really unlucky for him. So Captain Blade is now at the back of this grid. Fanfitness has got Dev P on him. Banter Brandon is just outside of DRS. PX Limits in a really good position in P6 in the Ferrari at the moment. But I can see Dev P and Fanfitness really coming to blows in a second. Ryan is flying, you're right, Moss. And PX Limits has gone past Xavi, so strategy as well. So Xavi must have made a little mistake there, but PX Limits has absolutely pounced on him up to P5. Sorry guys, I was blowing my nose and using, honestly. So here comes E. Williams on Xavi as well, round the outside. Xavi is going into the pit lane, maybe struggling as well. Let's have a look at the tyre choice now. Oh, remember, he is on them softs. So maybe already struggling after 6 laps. E. Williams is also 6 laps on them softs. He's back up to P7. I think he's probably hoping for a safety car now. But if he goes back to the mediums now, E. Williams. Oh no, he started on the mediums, so he has to go hard. He goes to the end of this race. So PX Limits up to P5. Oh no! What? We just went off board with him. He spun it into the wall. E. Williams in the house. He's out of this race. What happened? Be right, that's actually your first DNF in 25 races. E. Williams goes out here in Australia. He had such a good qualifying as well. Is that a yellow flag? So, Jesus. 7 drivers already out here in Australia in 9 laps. So, I mean, 4 of them were on lap 1, turn 2, so... I know, tell me about it. Fanford's gone into the pits. Dev P has followed. Brandon also. Ryan Dabveen. Yeah, everybody on the mediums will go in now and get rid of them medium tyres and go to the end of this race now. Dev P, Fanford. Who's going to come out first? So Dev P comes out first, and just Piera is now leading this Grand Prix. A. Quinlan's in second, Captain Blade in third, and Dev P on them fresh tyres comes out. Dev P came out in front of Fanfordus. So Fanfordus was leading this Grand Prix when he went into the pit lane, and he's come out behind Dev P. So Dev P, when the driver's in front pit, Dev P will be leading this Grand Prix. Don't mess it up. Yeah, Ben, you're just having one of them starts of the season, but the season's a long way, mate. So just Hera leads this Grand Prix in that Red Bull. To be honest, I went onto the soft shaft and they do not last very long here around Australia. I'm just going to have a quick look at the incident that took out 4 drivers on lap 1 here. So let me take a look and I'll I'll let you know. Let's take a look. So they come into turn 1. This is on board with Josh Hearn. He's gone onto the grass a little bit and then... Oh, Jesus! I'm not sure what has happened there, but it looks as though there's... Yeah, so it looks to me... I don't know what's gone on there, because B Wright's round the outside. Oh, okay. Right, so it looks like Xavi's come out of the corner. He's gone deep into turn 1, come out of turn 2. Looks like he's just clipped the front tyre of Maxi Block as Josh Hearn's looked behind him. And then as he's looked back in front, he's clipped Maxi Block into B right, spun everybody around. Jesus. Listen, that's what it looks like, but that's a huge collision. And very unlucky for everybody involved. Yeah, great words, really are. The softs were very poor though. Okay, so we are back racing. Just Bear against a good start, and Captain Blade round the outside of A. Quinlan. Remember, Dev P on them fresh hards will be looking at taking these two out pretty quickly. A. Quinlan and Captain Blade will be scrapping it out here for the points. Remember, they need to hold on. Have they already pitted? Everybody but Captain Blade has pitted. So he will be struggling on them hards, and Just Pierre has moved away by about 1.1 already. Here comes Dev P, just had to come onto the brakes a little bit there, and now he's under attack from the AlphaTauri of Fanfinus, having to just edge on the brakes, and now Fanfinus down the inside of the Haas driver, side by side they go, but Dev P comes back out in front of the AlphaTauri of Fanfinus, so being held up there, Dev P has cost him the battle with Fanfinus, and Fanfinus comes round the outside, and here comes the Alpine of Banter Brandon as well, wants to get involved. And look at that, there's an Aston Martin there as well, that's Ryan Dipervini looking in to get involved. There's a huge DRS train here, but Dev P is now 1.2 behind A. Quinlan. So with that little break going through sector 2, it's cost them a lot. Remember, he's on them fresher hard tyres, so they should be able to catch the pack up a lot quicker here. But there's a second from the leader to second, and then another second to third, and then another second to fourth, a lap after the safety car. Dev P will start to catch A. Quinlan shortly though, especially having fresher tyres here. So he is only 7 tenths behind him now, so he is starting to catch up. The other guys are sort of on the same pace at the minute. Remember, DRS will be enabled this lap as well. Oh, and just a little slip out there. Oh, he's done it. A. Quinlan slipped out. Twice he slipped out. So Dev P has moved through. A. Quinlan now at the back of this grid as well. You've seen him just lose it as he came out of turn 15 and then lose it again down the straight. We've already seen one driver lose it there today as well. So Captain Blade now starts to try and catch Pierre in that Williams. And he will have DRS, Pierre, with that time penalty as well. And another penalty for the Williams driver. PX Limit still doing well there in P7. Ryan Dive still on the back of that Alpine of Banter Brandon, who chases down Fanfinus and Dev P. Oh, strategies moved through as well in the McLaren, and here comes the Alpine as well of Maxi Block. Oh, he's hit the wall, he's got no front wing. I'm not sure if he just went for something that just wasn't there then. It just looks for a second as if he was coming up too fast and just tried to make a move, but the Williams and the McLaren still scrapping it out here for the points. Xavi just watches on as well. Ooh, a little late on the brakes there, Xavi. And into the pits goes Maxi Block. It's not been a good race for some of these drivers. A. Quinlan goes into the pits as well, and Maxi Block with a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Just goes from bad to worse for him. And Fanfinus on Dev P once again. Dev P gets the better line. Fanfinus just a bit late on the brakes as they go wheel to wheel, side by side around the chicane. And Captain and Fanfinus has made the move on Dev P. And here comes Banter Brandon now. Dev P just trying to hold on. And Fanfinus is now through on the American driver. And remember, they are going to have DRS. Good line through there from Dev P. Just seems a little bit reluctant when he's coming through the corners, and that's no surprise with the bad luck that he's had recently. So Fanfan is still leading, but he's got Dev P right on his tail. Oh, Moz, I'm absolutely sweating commentating on it. It really is too hot for it. Oh, the Williams is out. The Williams is out, and that could well be a safety car. It is a safety car. That has changed everything. 13 laps remaining, and that, I tell you what, that's really helped Captain Blade as well, who's not yet pit. So what do they all do? Maxi Block is diving into the pit lane. He did 0 laps on them soft compound tyres, and now he goes on to the hard, is it? Oh, he's taking his 5-second time penalty. Yeah, very nice. Get rid of that. A. Quinlan can maybe catch up to the back here as well. Remember, he's on their mediums, so he's going to the end of the race anyway. So Campera get his 2nd race win of the day. Could it be possible? So, Piera pits, Captain Blade pits, Xavi pits, and just waiting for his teammate to go through. Acorn and Maxi Block, they've already paid. So, Fanfinus, Dev P, Banner Brandon, Ryan Darth V, and PX Limits and Strategy make up your top 6 as they all pitted onto the hards. Oh, Jesus. What just happened there? Did anybody just see that? How do you click that? Oh, I didn't let me clip it. I don't know what happened there. Just Piera just went right into the back of the McLaren of strategy. Let's have a look at his penalty actually. Yeah, it's just 3 seconds. This has been a terrible race in perspective of the guys that have gone out. With the guys that have stayed in, it's been an incredible race. Red says it happened to her and JTX before, so yeah, maybe he couldn't see him. It just looked so obvious, didn't it? So he's definitely not seen him. But I tell you, he's in a good position on fresh mediums right behind the old hard runners with 12 laps remaining as well, so he's got a great chance to try and get past them. I just commented on Fanfinus' stream saying, "Come on, Milan, you're winning." His safety car in this lap. PX is having a good race, but he's going to have to do a lot to hold off these fresh medium runners. He's actually having a really good race, the Ferrari driver. Sorry guys, I keep trying to mute my mic, but so Fanfurness, he's gone really early, and he's got the restart, and Dev P is going to try and stay with him. Banter Brandon's just lost a little bit of time, so is Ryan Dipavine as well. Maximot's going straight past Strategies into the pit lane. Can PX Limits hold off Just Pierre as he goes into turn 1? And he can. So he's stayed in front of him. But here, look at the exit from Just Pierre. In that Red Bull, you can see the tyres are a lot more grippier, as to say. Coming down into turn 3. He's definitely got the heat into them medium compound tyres. Remember, 9 laps, hold them hard. And then you've got all these fresh medium runners. So PX is going to try and hold him off, and here comes Just Pierre in that Red Bull as they go side by side going into turn 10. PX Limits has had to yield that position, but I don't think he has to worry yet. Remember, he does have a time penalty, so he just needs to try and stay on the back of him as he's got Captain Blade now. But PX Limits does have the inside line, so he can defend that position really well. Well done from the Ferrari driver, positioning that car in the perfect position. So Just Pierre moving through now. You've got Ryan Dapavine trying to stay with the 3 front runners. Fanfurness has got to hold on for his dear life. 10 laps remaining here in Australia. Can Dev catch him? Only 2/10 of a second behind him. Maximox setting the fastest lap of this race, and Captain Blake goes down the inside of PX Limits. Well, PX Limits trying to do the old switcheroos. Captain Blake comes absolutely diving down the inside. And here comes PX in the slipstream, and he thinks better of it. Good racecraft from PX Limits. He's got very good race IQ, and he's probably one of the cleanest, if not the cleanest, on track here in Gold. Xavi in the Alfa Romeo will track him down as well. A. Quinlan is there. There's a yellow flag. Oh, that Strategy spun it. Strategy has spun it. He was having such a good race, and it's gone from bad to worse for him in that McLaren. He was in a good position. He got hit by the back of Just Pierre. He's now into the pit lane, and that might be the end of his race. And PX Limits battling with Xavi. Oh, no! Oh, PX Limits just gets a little tug off Maximock as well. Maximock got that front wing damage now. Strategy retires in the pit lane, so all the drivers left in will get points here in Australia. So Strategy retired in the pit lane. Sorry, Joe, and did Bad Boy Man? I don't think he did he? DRS is now enabled. PX Limits miraculously is staying out, so he mustn't have damage. Oh, but Maxi Bock and A. Quinlan has gone into the pit, so PX Limits has left clear in P8, which is really good for him. The 2 Alfa Romeos in P6 and 7, and Just Pierre going to have to battle out to keep that position. Maximock actually just came out in front of A. Quinlan. I don't know how that happened. Both on the soft compound tyres. 8 laps remaining. It seems like it's a lot later on, but anything could actually happen here. Maximock and A. Quinlan are not in bad positions. They're going to absolutely bang out laps. Now Dev P's gone past Fanfurness. Dev P down the inside using that DRS, and Dev P, the American driver, is now leading this Grand Prix. Fanfurness is going to try and come back at him, but he's also got to think about Banter Brandon behind him in that Alpine. Ryan Dapavine's caught him up as well, and Just Pierre is right on the back of the Aston Martin now. So here they come again. Fanfurness is going to have DRS to try and make the attack back. He's got a lot of ERS. Banter Brandon just staying in that straight line as they battle it out. Captain Blade gets the fastest lap of this race, and Fan Finish just not able to close the gap on Dev P. 7 laps remaining. That's a yellow flag. That is PX. No, that's a safety car. It's brought out a safety car. Unbelievable. I'm pretty sure that's brought out a safety car. That is unbelievable. That means it's going to group the pack back up. It has. No, it's a VSC. It's a VSC. Jesus. I was going to say a safety car now would be a sprint to the finish, all on soft tyres. So Dev P leading. Fanfinis has to stay behind him, stay within that delta. So does Brandon, Ryan's Ed, Just Pierre. So we've got a DRS train from 1st to 7th. Anybody's in a chance, got a chance of winning this. But 9 drivers out here in gold. To be fair to them, actually, 1, 2, 3, 3 of them aren't gold drivers, but that means 6 of them still are. I was trying to make it sound better, but it just can't sound better. It's a tough track, Australia. So Dev P goes, green flag, goes racing again. 6 laps remaining. Fanfinis will try and track him down. He's got DRS straight away. Banter Brandon just been left a little bit behind these two, but he's still well within that DRS range. Just Pierre, remember, Ryan Darpavine makes a mistake. Here comes the Red Bull and the Aston Martin. Remember, this Red Bull is on a lot fresher mediums than these guys are on hards. Captain Blade's in that's actually a really good position here, and PX Limits goes into the pit lane, gets a new front wing as well. And Pierre has just got another 3-second time penalty, which is going to cost him huge positions at the end of this race. So Dev P needs to hold on now. Remember, even if Pierre could get through and try and make up positions on these drivers, he would have to make a huge gap to try and win. And Captain Blade is just watching on from afar at the moment. Oh, who spun it? Oh, Pierre in the Red Bull has spun it. Oh, and he was having a cracking race, apart from them penalties. And he's just moved right out of the way for Captain Blade to attack these now. Captain Blade was stuck behind Pierre in that Red Bull, both on the same strategy, but now it's completely changed. And they are going to be right in the firing line of this Alfa Romeo driver. Maxi-Buck's out. Maxi-Buck is out. Is that in the pit lane out? No, it can't. It can't be. Is that a safety car? That's a safety car. That's a safety car. Lap 23 out of 29. And that is a safety car here in Australia. Jesus. What do they do? We've got to see every driver pit. Every driver. But I've got a funny feeling that Captain Blade, Xavi and Just Pierre won't pit. I've got a funny feeling they won't pit. I think everybody in front on the hard will pit. PX doesn't need to pit, you're right. PX has already just gone on to them fresh softs. So Dev P pits, Fanfinis pits, Banter Brandon pits, Ryan Darpavine pits, and just as I called it, Captain Blade, Xavi both stay out. The 2 Alfa Romeos are now 1-2 here in Australia. Dev P will come out on them fresh softs though. So will Ryan Darpavine. Wait, is this going to... I think they're going to come out in different positions. Did Ryan come out? No, they've come out exactly the same. That's good. Just Pierre has just gone into the pit lane as well. A. Quinlan and PX Limits will not need to pit. So Captain Blade and Xavi have took a huge risk here. It might pay off because it's like 25 out of 29. Lemon, literally like last weekend, who gambled, who didn't. But that is 10 drivers out here in the gold race. Oh, just Pierre's out. How did that happen? It's under a safety car. Oh Jesus, he's lost it there. He must have been warming his tyres up. So everybody here now has got a top 8 finish. That means everybody who finishes the race has got 4 points or more. Jesus, this has got to be one of the biggest DNF races I think we've ever seen in gold. By a mile. Lemon, I wouldn't use your saying, but I agree. I think he'll defend very hard. Yeah. What are these DNFs and almost? It really has been a crazy race for gold. To be honest, it's not a great advocate for the for the gold league, though, is it? Absolutely, Matt. This could still be carnage. Everybody's in with a chance of winning this, and you've got to remember, everybody's on them soft compound tyres apart from the front two, so they're going to be trying to defend for their lives, whilst everybody behind them is going to be attacking. I mean, I think we should have gathered what it was going to be like when 4 drivers got DNF'd on turn 2, so on the very first lap. Hey, Quinlan podium back on. Remember, Chavi's got that time penalty as well. The safety car in this lap, so we're going to get 3 full laps of racing, and we're only going to get half of the lap 29 with DRS. So we're only going to get 1 DRS straight from now till the end of this race, and that is going to be on the very last lap. Yeah, stock car racing, Jesus. I think the medium runners know that there's going to be no DRS till the end of this race, so all we need to do is defend. But the American of Dev P, if he can make light work of Xavi, he's got a very good chance of getting Captain Blade. And he's gone early. Yeah, the medium runners tried to go really early, and Dev P absolutely stayed with them. So everybody getting a pretty decent start as to go down into turn 1. And there goes Dev P on the back of the 2 Alpha Tauris, and look at the grip that the soft compound runner has already got. And Dev P trying to swoop to the right, swoop to the left, the 2 Alpha Tauris, trying to literally block the circuit in front of him. One going to the left, one going to the right. Dev P, he needs to be patient. He can't rush this. Do not make any mistakes. There's 3 laps remaining here in Australia. And Dev P will be looking at these 2 Alfa Romeos. He knows this is his chance. He knows he can get the race win here. Round 5, this is huge points. And the 2 Alpha Tauris, the 2 Alfa Romeos are not being teammates here. These 2 are going for it as well. Could we see the 2 Alfa Romeos battle it out? I think Captain Blade might have let him through. He's got a time penalty. So does Captain Blade now try and hold up the rest of the pack, knowing that his teammate has a 3-second time penalty? Dev P late on the brakes there, and here comes Fanfinus. Fanfinus makes the move round the outside as Dev P had to brake to avoid the Alfa Romeo. Fanfinus takes up his chance round the outside, and up into the podium positions goes Fanfinus. Here comes Fanfinus right on the tail of Captain Blade. He's on them softs, he's in the slipstream, but he's just got no DRS, and the 2 Alfa Romeos are holding on for dear life. Oh, he's collided. Fanfinus, no. A reset to Drac. And Banner Brandon as well. No. What happened? Dev P as well. So Dev P, Banner Brandon, and Fanfinus have all gone here. Have all slipped out. Fanfinus goes past Banner Brandon. Banner Brandon's got no front wing. What even happened there? So the 2 Alfa Romeos have been left out to win this race. You did call it. Could we get a first ever race winner here in gold? Xavi is now 1.1 clear of his teammate. So Captain Blade is starting to hold up the pack for Xavi. But Captain Blade would still win as it stands because of that time penalty. And here comes Ryan Dijkpaveen in the Aston Martin. Captain Blade just needs to be careful. Remember, he is only reserving here. And here comes A. Quinlan. A. Quinlan starts to see his podium. And there goes the Aston Martin. Oh, it dives down the inside. And says, that's enough of that. Oh, A. Quinlan, no. He was in a podium. He was in a podium on the last lap of this race. He spins out. A. Quinlan has just lost a podium here in Australia. And Ryan Dijkpaveen, who won the open lobby races last night, and he said, that's my first ever race win. That's what he said last night. That's what he said, and it's about to come true here in the Gold Division. Ryan Dijkpaveen is about to get his first ever league race win here in the Gold Division. As you look at it, this has been one of the worst and best races at the same time we've ever had in gold. 12 DNFs is ridiculous. We've never had a race like it, but we're going to get a first race winner in league racing. Ryan Dijkpaveen in the Aston Martin is going to come through. Xavi's got that time penalty. Captain Blaze behind him. PX Limits in the Ferrari is in P4, and he's been so close to a podium. Fanfinish spins it, goes down to P7. Dev P in P6. Banner Brandon in P5. If only PX was closer to Xavi. Xavi is going to come through to cross the line here in first position in Australia. But Ryan Dijkpaveen, you are a race winner for the first time ever in gold. Ryan Dijkpaveen in the Aston Martin wins here in Australia. Xavi takes P2. Captain Blade takes P3. The 2 Alfa Romeos both on the podium. And PX Limits in the Ferrari takes P4. Literally worse than best race. Oh, Ryan Dijkpaveen, what a race. Jesus, I need to lie down after that. So Ryan Dijkpaveen stands on the top step here in Australia. The 2 Alfa Romeos to the left and the right of him. Have you seen entertainment like it? Jesus. Absolutely, Matt. He'll enjoy that one, Ryan. Back on the grid. Back as a full-time driver in gold. And back with a race win for the first time ever. Congrats to Ryan. A brilliant performance. He stuck it out and held on. So Ryan Dijkpaveen in the Aston Martin is your driver of the day and your race winner here in Australia. Started in 12th on the grid and ended up winning this Grand Prix. Xavi in the Alfa Romeo takes P2 and Captain Blade, his teammate, takes P3. PX Limits in the Ferrari takes P4. What a result for him. And Banter Brandon in the Alpine takes P5. Dev P, the American in the Haas, so close to the race win, takes P6. And Fanfinus in the AlphaTauri takes P7. Everybody else out of the points, unfortunately. So many DNFs, but we'll just grab a quick screenshot of that. Yeah, that was very, very unlucky. So we need Xavi and Captain Blade in the comms box. Fastest lap went to A. Quinlan as well with a 120.177. Is Captain Blade here? Oh, Captain Blade, there we go. Captain Blade, how are you, mate? Cap?
Yeah.
How are you, mate?
I'm good.
What a race. I don't think I've ever seen a race like it. Talk us through that one.
Reminds me of Canada in season 1.
Oh, Jesus, yeah. I remember Canada in season 1.
Yeah. Oh, that was fun.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
man.
fun. You got a podium and
That's...
you had to defend for your life and race for your life. And did you see that even happening?
Okay, no. After the spin, after trying to stay within fan finish and Dev P on the hearts, I knew I was going to be slower than them. But obviously, I seen Jarno up mirror with his strategy, so
Yeah,
I seen that they did a hard medium. So and really, it is better. You don't have to go through that really hard time of trying to warm up the hearts after coming out of the pits.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. The strategy that you and Xavi did, you both were on the mediums. You both stayed out. What a strategy. Everybody pitted for the softs. You two went for positioning. Was there any sort of thought behind that? Did you plan to do that? You know, were you in communication with your teammate at any point?
No, I was I had my headset that didn't have a mic on. The mic is broken on it.
Yeah.
And I wanted to tell Sharvey so much through the game that I would defend for him.
Yeah, well, we've seen that. I could tell that straight away. I was saying that it was obvious that he'd gone through and you were trying to defend that position for him because he had that time penalty as well.
Yeah.
And I think, to be honest, had you not have let him through and defended, would he have got a podium? That's the question, because you gave him that huge gap, especially with the time penalty that he had as well.
Yeah, I knew he had a time penalty, and he is a goal driver, so I was like, I could go for the win, and I could have gone for the win.
Yeah.
But you know, I decided to be a little team player and give him a chance to get a win, and since there's no points for me, you know.
Absolutely, yeah. No, you're right. To be honest, how you're not racing in gold, I don't know. But it was a spectacular performance.
Decision.
I know. Honestly, I was against it, Cap. I was against it. I really was. But no, it was a great race, mate. You showed exactly what you're all about. It was a great podium. So congratulations, Cap.
Yeah, it was a nice race, Ryan. Now that I think about it, I was yelling on top of my lung because you know, on the penultimate corner on the little hairpin.
Oh, I seen. Yeah, we were on board.
Pushed me onto the track, so I was a little mad about that. But then again, he is a goal driver, and if I was in the same position, I would try my best to.
Absolutely.
It was a nice race from both of them, Sharvey and Ryan. Good job to you guys. Sorry if I called you dirty, Ryan, in the...
We understand. It's all about the racing. Cheers, Captain. Yep. Thanks, mate.
No problem.
So we move on to Xavi, who crossed the line in first but finishes in P2. How are you, mate?
I'm good.
What a race. Talk us through that one, Xavi.
Yeah, qualifying went pretty well. I feel like I could have challenged for pole, especially.
Yeah.
On my lap, on my last lap, I was 2.5 tenths up with no ERS, so...
Oh, we could tell you had the pace, definitely, yeah.
And then, that lap one, I don't know, because I rewatched it. I think at the point I looked down to the bottom corner for the proximity arrows, they were actually inside each other, so I couldn't see if there was two cars.
Right, yeah. Well, so, I've actually watched the clip. I watched the clip a few times, and it looks like because you've gone onto the grass coming into turn 1, and then you come out of turn 2. I don't know. I can't be 100% certain. I'd have to get all the onboards and actually take a good look at it. But it looks as though you've come out, and as Josh Hearns looked behind him, I don't know who's collided with who. It could be Maxi clipping you, or you clipping Maxi that's clipped Ben, and then all three of you has gone into the all three of them have gone into the wall, which is a huge crash. But You know, we don't know whose fault it is. You know, we'd have to look into it. We'd have to get all the point of views. But from your point of view, you know, what did it look like?
I got a pretty good start. I've been working on my starts because I know they aren't that good.
Yeah.
I think on the formation lap, I don't think Fanfinis warmed his tires up, or either he got a bad start. Because I
Yeah.
tried to go round the outside, and it just didn't work out. So I had to go to the grass, and then I don't know, maybe in the heat of the moment, I don't know, but it was just I
Yeah.
rewatched it, and at some point the proximity arrows are in, but probably is majority my fault. So
No,
I
mate,
apologise to say.
we'll look at it. You know, the stewards will look at it. We'll look at the incidents. But apart from that, let's concentrate on the race. You
Yeah.
crossed the line in first. You finished in second. What was the time penalty for? Was it for track limits?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm gonna
that's
have
so
to.
unfortunate.
I'm gonna have to rewatch. I don't know if I
Yeah.
got straight 3 second, but I think P2 is still a good result. Like, in
Oh,
in the gold races
absolutely.
so far, I've missed out on podium by 0.035, and then I lost out in the podium at Miami by 3 seconds. 3 second penalty
Jesus.
as well. So it was always going to come, and thanks to Captain Blade, he's earned a lot of respect from me
Yeah,
today.
I can
'Cause,
imagine. Yeah, because he really helped you out there near the end of the
yeah,
race.
he let me
Yeah,
past.
as you said, you've just missed out on Captain Free. Captain, you've missed out on P3 twice, and I've seen that because you finished P4 twice in a row as well.
Yeah.
So it was so unlucky. But now you finally got on that podium. It must feel good.
Yeah, it feels good. So, and congratulations to Ryan, because I know in some of the races that he's reserved in, it hasn't really worked out. So congratulations to him, and thanks again to Captain Blade.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations, Xavi. It was a brilliant result. P2 in the gold division. You are smashing it. You're flying. You've got a ton of points on the board. So well done, Xavi.
Thank you. Thanks for the comms as well.
Cheers, mate. Thanks, Xavi. You did a cracking job. Right, so we move on to your race winner here in goal for the first time ever, Ryan Dapavine. How are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm buzzing. Thanks.
Yeah, I bet you are. That was an amazing race. You got driver of the day as well. You started P12. I bet you didn't think that was going to happen.
Nah, I was like the qualifying was wet, and I know I'm better in the wet than in the dry, and I thought maybe I have a chance to qualify, top 10, because I haven't been in Q3 yet, and I binned it in Q2, so I was starting P12.
Yeah.
And then the race after turn 1, Ben had an accident, and my car was like inside Ben's car, and I thought I was out, and I didn't even have damage, so I was very lucky to get out of there without any damage.
Yeah.
And it just worked from there on.
I mean, you must have been when Dev P, Banter Brandon, and was it Dev P, Banter Brandon, and Fan Finish? Yeah, when they all collided and they all had that huge incident, you must be rubbing your hands together.
I was like, maybe I could get a podium. I was in P3, and then I saw Xavi in front with 3 seconds, and I knew I wasn't fresh sauce, and Captain Blade in P2 was in old mediums. Old mediums, and I needed to get through. And,
I know you definitely needed to get through, especially to try and get that.
He was really defending in the last sector. He kind of maybe pushed me off track in the tight, like the new corner to the right after the DRS zone, and I had to get past the hairpin, and I knew I had more grip than him. I put it inside.
He was doing. I mean, Captain Blade was doing everything he could to try and help his teammate out in front.
He was doing the Paris Abu Dhabi.
Absolutely. Yeah, he was.
He was really holding me up. I thought, I can't let this slip through. I have to get past. And,
I think I'd be the same, knowing it was there.
I had to keep it together as well. I didn't really push the last lap. I needed to be in 2 seconds, within 2 seconds of Shafi, and that worked out as well. And then cruised home to win. Amazing.
No, it was honestly, it was amazing. The Dutch driver I thought was going to win this race today was Fanfinis, but it's the other Dutch of Ryan Dijkpaveen, so well done, mate. That was an absolutely cracking race.
Thanks, Bart.
Cheers, Ryan.
Yeah.
So that was amazing. Ryan Dijkhoven wins in the gold division. What an absolutely amazing performance. The two Alfa Romeos were incredible, and the Aston Martin of Ryan was unstoppable. He wins the race here in Australia. We are going to be back next weekend. I think it is Imola next weekend, so that should be even more interesting. Not the standard of driving that we usually expect in gold, but God, it was entertaining. I mean, it might not have been the best standard, but it was amazing to watch. So yeah, thank you all so much for tuning in. Whose dog is that? Have you seen that? Whose dog is that? It was, I don't know, there was a dog walking past. It was outside, actually. But yeah, thank you all so much for the admins, the stewards that do an amazing job, the league directors who do an incredible job every single week at running this league. We've had a pretty shitty week, to be honest, but it's been amazing, the support that we've had. And I tell you, Xavi and Geordie lad did an amazing job on comms in Silver today. What a brilliant watch that was, and they really stuck it to him. So that was an amazing race, and they did a really good job on comms. So you'll probably see them back in the commentary box at some point, definitely. So yeah, thanks to them, and Bronze was amazing as always. Everybody in Bronze always turns up. The attendance rate in Bronze is so much better than the other divisions at the moment, so a big shout out to them. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. We'll be back next Sunday, 10 a.m, 12:30 p.m. and 7 p.m. for the Imola Grand Prix. Thanks for watching, guys.